Hey guys, thanks for joining Comic Book Lounge. Today we're reading and reviewing Absolute Batman Annual 1. This book is on the 10th printing now. I think that deserves another look at this heavy-hitting Batman story by Daniel Warren Johnson. If you missed it the first time, or if you've forgotten how raw this intense story is, come check it out. By the way, we get to see the origin of Batman's terrifying Batmobile. Can we even call it that? It's like a back truck or something? Who knows? But you'll see the origin here. With that little tease, let's take a look at the Absolute Batman Annual number 1. In this scene, we see a young Bruce Wayne peeking over the newspaper as his father is reading it, asking, "Why did they do that, Dad?" His father, "I wish I knew, Bruce." Bruce, "What do we do? How do we make them stop?" His father, "I don't know. I'm just one person. I don't know how to fix the world, but I know what I'm good at, teaching. Every student I meet, I know I have a chance to make a difference in their life. So maybe someday one of my students won't make the same mistakes these people will have." His father, tussling Bruce's hair, saying, "And what about you, kiddo? What will you do?" As we see a foreshadowing event of Batman with a flamethrower in front of a pile of beaten and broken down men. And behind him, a fire and what looks to be a neo-Nazi flag and building that's burning down. It looks intense. Setting, we see a sign that says Slaughter Swamp City Limit. There's a makeshift refugee camp with tents and people gathered around a fire. A pickup driving past the camp. We see a priest helping the refugees. They look weary and concerned. The pickup truck slows down, looks at the people at the camp. And now we see the same pickup truck arriving at a pawn shop. A man standing outside saying, "Finally made it, huh?" The man coming out of the pickup truck is Bruce Wayne. He's wearing a trucker hat saying, "Sorry, long drive from Gotham." The pawn shop owner lighting a cigarette. "Come on in, city boy." Bruce goes inside, the pawn shop owner revealing weapons and equipment and says, "As requested, explosives, modified rubber bullets, beanbags, the works." Bruce asks, "Non-lethal?" Owner, "Less lethal." Bruce responds, "That'll work." Owner, "I should know better than to ask, but what's this all for?" Bruce, "I got my needs." Owner takes the money. "I got mine too. Thanks, kid." Bruce asks, "That large project at the edge of town, what's going on there?" Owner says, "Some company came in with big money and big promises. 3 months into construction, they up and left." "Just like that?" "Who knows why? What's left is what you saw when you drove in." "Where are all the people from?" "Hell if I know. Came looking for something better. Didn't find it." We hear someone screaming, "We weren't doing anything. Please stop." Bruce starts running over to help as the owner tells him, "Leave that alone, son. Nothing you can do." See Bruce looking around the corner into an alleyway where a woman and child are being harassed by men in pig masks. They're pushing the mom to the floor and taking the woman's sign that says, "Please help us." They also take the kid's backpack, men spouting hateful, xenophobic phrases as they destroy their stuff, and one of the men says, "Get ready for a beating," as Bruce cuts him off by burying a piston-like fist into the man's face. All of a sudden, the pawn shop owner appears with a pipe wrench, slams it against Bruce's head. Bruce collapses face forward to the ground. Pawn shop owner says, "Shoulda listened, city boy." Another man appears. DJ comes into his view and says, "What do we have here?" Pawn shop owner, an out-of-towner with a savior complex. Bruce wakes up and tells the woman and child, "Run!" DJ kicks Bruce in the stomach and says, "I love city boys." DJ continues, "Hey, chin up, man. It's your lucky day. Tonight is when we get to pay back the horrible city that turned its back on our boys and embrace this swill. Starting with you." As we see the men now stomping on Bruce, who is collapsed on the floor. We see a priest hurl himself on top of Bruce, screaming, "Stop!" One of the men yells at the priest, "Father Peters, get out of the way!" Father, "Jeffrey, I've known you since before you could walk. This is not you." Jeffrey takes off the mask and starts stuttering, I, as DJ cuts him off and says, "Leave those bitches on the ground where they belong." They all then jump on their motorcycles and drive away. Sometime later, we see Bruce bandaged up, coming to as the Father Peter says, "I hope you don't mind. The hospital's a good hour away." Bruce sits up, and the Father continues, "They really got you good. Got us good, I should say." Bruce, it won't happen again. As Bruce picks up an old photo of his own father with Father Peters protesting with guns pointing at them. Bruce asks, "Is this you?" The father, "A long time ago now. I made a lot of friends during that time. All of us chasing peace. A never-ending journey, it seems." Bruce puts the photo down and asks, "That tattoo on the boy's arm, what's it mean?" The father, "6 months ago we had an outsider come, recruiting. I don't know much about him, except that he's been filling the holes in the hearts of our boys, of all the men here, really. He's given them a dark place to go." Bruce, "They said something was happening soon?" The father, "I saw the boy and his mother. They're from an encampment. They plan to run them all out of town tonight, by any means necessary." Bruce puts on his long sleeve shirt and starts walking out and says, "Stay here." The father, "They torched your car. I'm sorry. Where are you going? What are you going to do?" Bruce responds, "Sometimes peace isn't an option, and sometimes words don't work." We see a bunch of men gathering on top of the refugee encampment. We see a police show up with their lights on, calling out to DJ. DJ is carrying a barbed-wired baseball bat similar to Neon's Lucille bat. DJ calls out to the policeman, "Powell." The policeman responds, "You know we can't let you do this." A tense standoff dissolves into chilling laughter, revealing a dark truth. The police aren't just watching, they're complicit as they put on their masks, and DJ says, "Good to have you here, brothers. Good to have all of you here." An intense-looking DJ pointing his bat into the encampment yells, "Let's clean up this town." You see the people in the encampment scared and start running out of their tents and running away. People are being beaten and assaulted as DJ screams, "Do you see us? Do you see me? I am the new truth. I am power, pure power." Emphasizing his racist motivation for the attack, he starts to yell, "White pow!" All of a sudden, Absolute Batman comes in, cuts DJ off before he finishes speaking, snapping his arm and breaking it as DJ starts to scream in pain. DJ collapses on the floor as Batman goes to take on his henchman. Batman kicks one of the men full force in his head as we see the masked cop scream, "Shoot this mother!" And then we see an awesome image of Batman seizing the officer and pile driving him into the ground. We see the pawn shop owner pulling out a gun, holding it to the kid's head, yelling, "Don't come any closer, man!" As we see the henchman yell, "Let's get out of here!" The pawn shop owner screaming, "I'll do it, man! I'll do him! Next scene, Batman throws his metal batarangs into the pawn shop's owner's face and he screams. Batman then knees him full force in the face, driving the batarangs deeper into his head. The shaken, scared kid runs away. We see Batman's eyes, the keys attached to the owner's pants. DJ is now reaching for a gun on the floor as we see Batman coming up behind him with clenched fists ready to kill him. DJ screaming, "Get away!" as he shoots and misses Batman. Batman loses it and starts pounding DJ's face into hamburger meat as we see blood squirting all over everywhere. Father Peter reappears and throws himself on top of DJ to prevent Batman from killing him. He screams, "Stop!" Batman screams, "What are you doing?" The father, holding back Batman, saying, "This won't fix it. It won't. I don't know how to make it better. I only know how not to make it worse." As we see Batman gritting his teeth, Father Peter's on his knees with Batman looming, continues, "Please, this isn't the way." As the rain starts and the thunder booms, Batman screams at Father Peter's, "This is my way." DJ's henchman rides back to the clubhouse screaming, "Boys, boys, he got DJ." They come out with guns asking, "What are you talking about?" They explain, "He came out of nowhere, man." We see the Batman staring at the keys. We cut back to the men as they say, "Tell us what happened from the start. Somebody came at us, man. Someone huge." We see Batman staring up at something. Batman is standing in front of a huge mining dump truck, which later will become his Batmobile. Batman starts up the dump truck as we now cut back inside the clubhouse as we see the men grabbing guns and getting ready for a fight. We hear, "Why don't you grab more guns? What about Earl's place? We just came from there. Everything's gone," as we see the pawn shop is now on fire. We cut back to Batman putting the dump truck into gear and slamming on the gas, where we see one of the men looking out the window screaming, "Oh my God, get back, get back!" That massive dump truck hammers through the building like a wrecking ball, scattering the men flying into all directions like shrapnel in a storm of debris. Batman kicks open the truck's door as the men start shooting blindly. Batman comes out swinging with his bat axe, knocking them over. As we hear one man shriek in terror, "Get back, man! You can't do this! We're human beings!" As Batman flings his axe at him and responds, "No, you're roaches," as he grabs a flamethrower. Batman, now with a flamethrower, is showing no mercy. He fires it up and starts burning down the headquarters as the men flee screaming in terror. We see the chaos of the aftermath and the damage as Father Peters comes up to help all the hurt men. As Batman looks on and asks, "Why?" Father Peters answers, "You have your way, I have mine." And we see Batman slink away. Batman gets back into the dump truck and drives away and starts remembering himself as a young boy talking to his father. "You did a lot of cool stuff when you were young, Dad." His father responds, "I don't know about that." A young Bruce, "You made a difference. You did something." As Batman slams on the brakes and looks at the damage he created back in town and remembers himself say, "I'm going to do that too. I'm going to be just like you." Batman experiences a sudden flash of memory. The photograph you saw at Father Peters' home depicted both Father Peters and his own father together. We see a young Bruce mutter, "I just have to figure out how." His father responds, "That was before the mustache. We barely knew what we were doing, but I guess I barely know what I'm doing now." As we see Bruce's father talking to young Bruce, "But you, Bruce, I know your nature." He continues, "I know who you are deep down." As he hugs young Bruce, we have a strong, compassionate heart. We see Batman looking at the blood on his hands as his father continues, "All you have to do is be yourself, no matter what you do." The end. As we see the dust settle, leaving a shattered, tiny silhouette of the Batman against the towering steel of that 600-ton monster bat truck, the Dark Knight is reduced to a broken, trembling man, grappling with the carnage he just unleashed. And that's it. Thanks for hanging out at the Comic Book Lounge. Do yourself a favor, go to your local comic shop and grab a physical copy. It'll be a reprint, but it's worth it to own a piece of this incredible Absolute Batman Annual Issue #1. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like this. Until next time, keep reading.